Hello, Takoma Park. It's National Night Out, and we're coming to you from right outside the Piney Branch Elementary School, where the festivities are just getting started.
Yes, and the best part about tonight, making it a fantastic family fun event, is the fact that we're going to have music, which you can hear in the background. We're going to have food. We're also going to have all of our wonderful Takoma Park neighbors and friends out sharing the love. And the best part about it all is that it's free.
It is free. So keep it right here, and we'll be back with more on Takoma Park's National Night Out.
Crisscross! Crisscross!
Chief Goldberg is here with us to weigh in on tonight's National Night Out. How are you feeling tonight about the event? Pretty good?
I think the weather held out, and 6:02, the sun came out instead of sprinkling on it. So
That's true. What do you think something like this does for the community?
well, it brings people together that normally don't see each other, that don't talk to each other. There's a lot more interaction with the police department that you don't get on a daily basis, in the same type of venue. I mean, a lot of times when we show up, it's not always the most pleasant of experiences. So this is a really good time to get to know the officers that patrol your community.
And so far tonight, have you had any interactions or conversations that kind of let you know that this is sort of coming together, working?
Oh, yeah, I mean, and this is always a big thing in Takoma Park. It's my first one here, and it's not my first National Night Out. I've done a bunch of them over the years, but this is one that's always very important to this community, and you get a lot of community turnout. The weather sort of scared some people away tonight.
That's true, yeah. Well, I mean, do you know anything about the history of National Night Out?
A little bit. I mean, but it really is to celebrate being, fighting crime, safe streets, safe neighborhoods, getting the community to know each other, things like that. And I think it accomplishes it. I mean, anytime you can get the community out and talking to each other, when we live in a very transient society, people from, have government jobs, they come here for a couple of years and leave. People, go to school here and then leave. I mean, it's nice to get people to actually get to know each other.
Do you feel like the kids are a bit more responsive to you guys?
Oh,
that
yeah.
You guys are out here in the community?
Yeah, and the kids love it. I mean, you see them out here on their scooters, and they get their little freebies, and we also teach some safety tips. We have some safety tips. The emergency preparedness, the Red Cross. We have the seatbelt people here to teach people how to properly secure kids in a car seat. So I mean, there's a lot of good information that they can get as well.
That's good. So it's all available to them here.
Yep.
Well,
One-stop shopping.
That's pretty true. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for coming out.
No problem. Thank you. Here with Sergeant Gaskin. She's the community policing coordinator who has coordinated this wonderful event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How do you feel like it's turning out so far?
I'm actually excited because the weather, I thought it was not going to permit, but thanks that it did. And I mean, the sun came out, and I mean, the turnout is great, and the vendors came out. So I'm real excited. I'm glad to see everybody is having a good time. The kids, you can see, they are just having a great time. So I'm excited.
And why is it a national night out?
Because what it is it's a national night out for all the community to get together with the local police departments for crime prevention and safety tips.
Okay.
So are there any particular goals or expectations or anything you really would like to see?
Well, we just like to see that the residents come out and be involved with us and let them know that we're actually on their side, we're not against them, because a lot of people don't have respect for officers. So if they see us for themselves and get to know us for themselves, they'll know that, we're actually a police department that care for our residents, that care for our citizens, and we want to work together as a team.
That's interesting, because I know there are some officers that kind of want to keep the community like at a certain length, a certain distance, like kind of just having that fear, between them and the public, but you're more like, no, we want to be integrated with the community.
Yes, definitely. Because that's we always say one team, one fight, and it just don't go for the police department, it goes for the whole city as a whole.
And when it comes to planning this type of event, how much time goes into it? Like, is it something that you can just do real easy?
No, this is my first year hosting it, and I'm actually, like I said, I was excited about it, but it was a very lengthy process, but I was thankful that all the vendors from last year, I followed up with them, and they were willing to come out and be a part this year. I'm just excited to be here, and I thank you guys for your time. All right?
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
you.
All right.
Brandon Johns is here with us. He's the director of Man Up, a very known nonprofit here in Takoma Park. Brandon, how are you feeling today about today's event?
Feeling great. Actually, I like events like this. This is what our community needs, I feel. This brings more of the youth and the neighborhood get to come together, so now everyone meets each other, everyone knows each other. And, I mean, there's sometimes some communities here that never really have a chance to interact with each other, so this gives us a positive time for the young and the old to come together, the different races of the community coming together, and everybody just have a chance to really get to know each other. So times like this are actually what Man Up loves to see in our community, so this is perfect.
And these events are actually national. I mean, what do you feel like this does for the community? Do you feel like it may help in crime prevention, or do you think it may help in bridging the gap between the community and police officers?
I mean, I think actually it does a little bit of both. I mean, first, just having everyone come together. I mean, now these are your neighbors, right? But I mean, as you know, we're often in our own homes and our own areas, and we don't really get out there and meet each other. So it's a time where everyone's in one central location, so they can get to know each other. They can see what you're about. They can see what I'm about. See our programs, see the different things going around their community, and it's information sharing as well. I mean, you see there's a bunch of different prevention things out there for the youth and nutrition things to get into. So there's a lot of information to getting as well. And for the police especially, for the youth we work with, this is a great opportunity for them to get to know some of their local police, and also for the police to get to know the youth and know that they're not just a bunch of kids running around, thugs, juveniles, but they're actually kids, they're children of the community, and they should be met just like everyone else in the community. So this is a very positive thing, not just for Takoma Park, but nationally, like you said.
And Brandon, just to remind the people at home again about your mission with Man Up.
Our mission, first, Man Up is the real name is making a new united people, and our mission is pretty much the same thing as this. I mean, it's to bring together the community, but it's really for the mentor at risk or mentor youth of the ages 12 to 19. We're really trying to change the culture for our youth in the community, obviously. What we're trying to do is teach them self-empowerment, education, social responsibility, and economic awareness. Those are our 4 platforms we really go off of. So what we're trying to do in that is really just change our community, make sure the culture of our youth changes from being something where they're hanging on the corners to more so they're hanging in classrooms and have a thirst for knowledge and things like that. So that's a lot. We're a holistic organization. We're really trying to help our community out. So that's what we're a big part of.
And it's been working because you guys have now actually have not just youth, but they've actually grown into mentors to cultivate other youth, right?
We have. We've been lucky to do that. Some of our youth have kind of aged out or graduated actually from our program. And at this point, we're actually able to have them recruit and speak to our younger youth in the neighborhood who they have more of a contact, more of a relationship with than we do. So this is perfect for us. This is exactly what we like. We have some of our older youth that are actually out here right now talking to parents and things like that in the community. So this is perfect.
Awesome.
This is perfect.
Cool. Is there anything else that you want to say to folks at home?
No, I mean, honestly, there's more events like this I think will help. Check us out when we have our events similar to this. It won't be on a big scale like this, but it'll be something for the community to hold. So.
Well, thanks so much, Brandon.
Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Good to
you.
see you.
We'll be back with more.
Slide to the right. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all.
Officer Atwell from the K-9 unit is here with us. He's talking to us a little bit about his perspective on being a police officer here in the city of Takoma Park. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I've been a police officer 10 years in Takoma Park and a total of almost 20 in my whole career. One good thing about working in Takoma Park, it's a large, diverse community. Every area you travel to, it's like going into a new city. So from the crime aspect, everywhere you go, you have a little bit of variety to deal with.
And how is it as far as the people? Because I know you transferred over from Baltimore City, coming to Takoma Park. How is it? Is there a difference in the community?
Culture shock. Yeah, where I come from, where I started my career, 99% of the people did not like the police. So not only were we fighting crime and criminals, your everyday average citizen didn't like us either.
Yeah.
But here, I mean, depending where you're working at here, for the most part, the community and all the citizens I come in contact with, everybody likes the police, so we haven't really had much problem with that.
And when you were growing up, things were different, right?
Absolutely. When I was growing up, I grew up in a different area, but the police were our friend.
Yeah.
And when we seen a policeman, we felt safe. We didn't feel like they were our enemy. So I know from a personal standpoint, especially with working my dog a lot and going around to different shows and demonstrations, I try to instill that in a lot of the kids that I meet, that when you see the police are your friend, not your enemy. Yeah.
What do you think changed?
Just the generation. I mean, the generation of people, and it's really not the children's fault. It's the parents. It's the way the parents were raised, and now they're shedding that on their children. And I just feel it's our responsibility to come out here to events like this and speak to the kids and let the kids see what we do. And that's why we run Sergeant Gaskins over there that was interviewed earlier. She runs the Junior Police Academy, which gives the children in the community a chance to see what we go through. And every specialty unit within the department comes in and speaks to them and tells them about what their unit does.
And you also go into other schools, right, with your dogs?
Yes, I go to National Night Out. I go to Career Day.
Very active, involved.
Yeah, I have been for 7 years that I've been in K-9. I travel around to any school that needs a demonstration or just curious of what the police dogs do.
Very cool. Is there anything that you would want the community to know for National Night Out?
The popcorn was a little dry, so if you're going to get the popcorn, drink some water. But overall, next year, if you weren't here this year, next year, come out. We're all out here. We're having a good time, and see you next year.
Very well said. Thank you so much, officer.
Hey everyone, and we are back, and I am speaking with Michelle Dudley. She is the program manager for the Crossroads Farmers Market. And as we were talking, I thought, well, what better way to, not only with the police and the community, to grow a community, but also through food. That's also another wonderful way to help sort of bring up and grow a community. So I wanted to ask, as far as your stand has been here, is this your first time at the National Night Out?
No, it's Crossroads' third year coming to National Night Out. 3 years ago, we made lacto-fermented vegetables, and we did a lot of chopping and cutting up, and people got to jar some of their own pickles and whatnot. And last year, we made green burritos. So we did green burritos. So we had people, kids and adults, all ages, coming out and fixing up a plate of some healthy food. And today we're doing herbal tea tasting and just talking about our various programs that we have at Crossroads.
I don't want to go too far back in the future, but really quickly, what is a green burrito?
Green burrito. It's a recipe that we found online, and it suits any kind of activity outdoors. There's not any cooking involved. It's just like a lot of prep work. So we mixed avocados with fresh tomatoes, fresh onions.
So really raw,
and
raw.
we did, totally raw. And we did a combination of collard greens, kale, or Swiss chard. And we give people a choice. You're like, oh, what green do you want? And it's raw. And you just like lay it out on a plate and mix up the ingredients that you want. We ask people if they want cayenne pepper, make it a little spicy. People like that. You roll it up, put a toothpick in it or not, and just try it. And I've had a lot of luck with this recipe. Working at Piney Branch Elementary School, we've done that with the 5th graders, and at a lot of outreach events that we've done, and people love it.
Okay. So as far as the reaction or the response, like when people actually walk up to the booth, like how has that been? Have people been open to the possibilities that you all offer as far as food?
Yeah, absolutely. Today at our booth we have some fresh tomatoes. We're doing herbal tea, kind of as a lesson of the effects of having too much sugar, and so, what's it like to have a drink without sugar? So we're sampling some different things over here, and then we get to talking to people, kind of meet them where they're at. Like, do they want to talk about the plants? Do they want to talk about the farmers market? We are working on the commercial kitchen project in partnership with the Presbyterian Church.
Okay.
And so, we kind of have a lot of things going on. We kind of gauge the person, what do you want to talk about? We had some lady come and request that I do some cooking classes for her Girl Scout troop. A half an hour later, we had someone come and say, I like what you guys are doing. I would love if I could volunteer. She's like, I want to volunteer with kids. So I'm going to try and connect that volunteer with the cooking classes.
So just making a big chain.
Yeah.
One to the other to the other.
We get people interested in nutrition or others that want to use their federal nutrition benefits at the farmers market. So we've got it all.
For anyone who wants to learn more or sort of get connected to the farmers market, is there like a website or is there a location or any best way for them to get in touch with you all?
Well, our farmers market is every Wednesday over at 7676 New Hampshire Avenue. Every Wednesday, 11 to 3. We do have a website, crossroadscommunityfoodnetwork.org, and you can see information about our farmers market and all the other different projects that we do year-round.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right. To the end of another wonderful National Night Out. I want to say a big thank you to all the organizations that came out to support. We also want to say an extra big thank you to the beautiful citizens of Takoma Park. Without you all, this type of event wouldn't be possible. Is there anyone else?
Well, a special thank you to Sergeant Gaskin of the Takoma Park Police Department, who actually spent the time and the effort to put on an event like this. So we want to say thank you to her. And for more information on events around the city, you can log on to tacomaparkmd.gov. This is Regina Nakili signing off, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, Takoma Park.
Bye, guys.